Hey guys, what's up? It's Matt with 86, and today I'm taking a look at another Royal Kludge keyboard. I figured I've tried their smallest, their medium size, and now I'm trying their bigger one, which is really still pretty small. It's a full 104 key keyboard in the size and form factor of a 70% keyboard, TKL keyboard. Your average TKL keyboard that has the arrow keys off to the right. I'll show a clip. And while that 10 key looks like it might be a little awkward feeling, using it is great with the exception of 0. I'm used to just dumb thumb pressing a 0 on my 10 key, and that's not as easy to do here as the 0 is much smaller. One of the neatest things about this keyboard is it has 2 USB pass-throughs on the back, which I think is awesome. It does connect via USB Type-C to Type-A in order to charge, and then 2 USB 2.0 pass-throughs are on the back. Now you can't use those pass-throughs if you're doing something like the dongle or Bluetooth mode. You'll have to have it plugged in via the cable in order to utilize the pass-throughs. I love USB pass-throughs on a keyboard, so when I pulled it out and saw that, that was a big win for me. I actually didn't know it had it until I opened it up and looked and went, oh! It can connect over 2.4 gigahertz via USB dongle, or it can connect it via Bluetooth. And Bluetooth is hit or miss for me sometimes. Whenever I connect things via Bluetooth, I'll end up having issues. When it comes to mice, you don't get the max polling rate. Occasionally it gets a little jumpy feeling or loses connection. It just depends on what's going on around. Is there interference with the Bluetooth signal? Just food for thought. I mean, it is Bluetooth capable, which is very cool, and it can be used, but I find Bluetooth to be highly unreliable when it comes to trying to use it. The keyboard does have rubber feet, much like we see on the RK61 and 68 around the bottom of the keyboard in order to help it hold the desk. It also has riser feet too, so if you wanted to add a little bit of extra lift to it, there are rubberized riser feet on the bottom of the keyboard. Also on the bottom is a place to put that 2.4 gigahertz dongle. If you weren't using it, if you're going Bluetooth or cable, put it there so you don't lose it. That's great. I love seeing that. There's been things in the past that don't have that, and I don't know why. It's good that it's here. You can set it to be in Windows or Mac mode, and there's a light indicator to tell you whether you're in Windows or Mac mode. The instruction manual will tell you how to swap between Windows and Mac mode. We'll pause here and do a typing test because I know a lot of people just really want to hear what it sounds like. And these are the Royal Kludge. And these are Royal Kludge's blue switches. Again, I'm not sure who the OEM is. I can never seem to get a straight answer on that. My best guess is something like Otemu, with just a rebrand of RK on the switches themselves. Now, while these are blue switches, I also want to note they're particularly quiet blue switches. They still have the click-clack of a tactile blue switch, but they're not as loud as in other keyboards. Now in the box they do give you a keycap remover and a key switch puller. These are hot swappable switches in case you're wondering about that. They're 2-prong mechanical switches. They give you a couple extras in case there's any defects or problems or something happens or you're swapping them out. They give you a couple extras to put in there. Now I've talked about a couple of the modes, but I should point out, noting on the bottom, there is an on-off switch. It can be an off and plugged in via USB cable and work that way. You can turn it on and use 2.4 gigahertz. It also needs to be on in order to connect to Bluetooth. Connecting it to Bluetooth is a little bit tricky. It's function and most of QWERTY minus the Y. So QWERT and function at the same time, long press, have Bluetooth screen open, and it'll show it as Royal Kludge 3-mode keyboard, I believe is what it says. I'll post a picture. But they did make it a lot simpler to swap by just either going G for gigahertz or B for Bluetooth on the bottom of the keyboard. So if you're having problems connecting, check there. Multimedia functions are pretty much standard across most keyboards. They have labeled the keys so that you know what function and what will do what on the keyboard, whether it's volume up, volume down, skip, play, pause, stop. You'll be able to see that and identify it pretty easily. It's also in the manual, but it's pretty straightforward if you're familiar with how to use your multimedia function keys. Also, changing the lights is very similar to former renditions in the past. In fact, I feel like it's a lot simpler this time, and they found a way to keep it a lot easier for people. The keys are function and print screen in order to go through the color modes. And if you find a color mode you like but you want it in a specific color, function and insert. To change the speeds or direction or the brightness up and down, those are going to be your arrow keys in function, It's all very straightforward. I'll be showing some of these while we're going through the video so you can get an idea of what it has stock basic on it. Now, as there's not software supported with this keyboard, you do have on-the-fly macro recording. You can do function and tab in order to enter macro mode. Then you do ZXC, function ZXC, in order to quick record macros. Again, I can't say enough, Royal Kludge is always very good about putting detailed instructions inside of the book. Make sure you keep their booklet. I do want to make that quick note of saying the charge light not being under the spacebar in one of their keyboards finally is super exciting to me. I like that all the lights are located on the front side of the keyboard. They look nice, they look clean right there, and it's not illuminating underneath your spacebar. So at least I appreciate that. Some people probably don't care, but I'm very appreciative of this just simple fact. This thing is miles ahead of the RK61 and the 68. It has a lot more features to offer. The 2 USB pass-throughs are incredible. Being able to easily swap between gigahertz mode, Bluetooth mode, and wired mode, that's all fantastic. Riser feet are a nice addition. The clean look to the front of the keyboard that takes that light away from being under the spacebar. It's all fantastic. Anyways, I hope this was somewhat helpful and useful. You guys have a great day, night, whatever it is, and I'll see you in the next video that I do.